Hey gang, we're in San Antonio, Texas. We're at Chapel Hill Cemetery here on the northwest side. I'm with Irene Cortez. Irene is one of our viewers and subscribers, and Irene wrote me about a year ago, probably more than a year ago, and told me a really sad story about a family friend. And we're here at the cemetery. We're actually at the father of the family friend. His name is Faustino Alonso, Faustino Sr. Is it Faustino or Faustino?
Faustino.
Faustino. And sadly, he was murdered back in December 2011. He was shot while he was at the car wash, the self-car wash. He was basically minding his own business, getting the car ready. They were going on a family outing of some sort. He was getting the truck nice, and two men drove up out of nowhere and just shot him. I don't know how many times, but he was shot. He was killed right there on the spot. And in talking to Irene, maybe tell us a little bit about what there was of course, my question is, what's behind? There has to be something behind this. I mean, he had his own transmission company. Tell us about how generous he was.
Yes, from the stories that I heard from his family, he was a man a hardworking person, family man. He will give you the shirt off his back. He will give you money if you needed money. But yeah, if you needed help, he was the one that would help you out if you needed something.
And at the transmission shop, same thing, right?
Yeah, same thing. If you weren't able to pay for the service, for a transmission service that he did for you, you weren't able to pay the whole full. He was like, you know what, it's okay. Maybe next time send me customers. But yeah, I mean, he was just a person, a very good man, and they speak very highly of him. And he never made enemies. Somebody who's
but maybe within a month or so of this murder, there was a customer talking to Irene. I don't know if this is out in public, but there was a woman, and by the way, he would do this regularly. A giver, couldn't afford it, no problem. Pay me when you can. If you can't, like you said, send me customers. There was a woman it was in that situation. Her husband, not a good guy, in prison. I don't know if he's still in prison, but from what I understand from Irene, he got jealous because she couldn't pay, and he said, don't worry about it. The same story. And when he got word of it, he sent some thugs over to Faustino's shop to harass him and threaten him, and the basic message was, nobody does this for free, right?
Right.
This is, we know you're fooling around with her. Now, let's put these pieces. And how much before the murder? Was this within days, weeks?
Oh,
not long.
Weeks. It wasn't long. It wasn't long after that.
So
yeah.
Circumstantially, there you go. There's the case. Now the problem is, you need DNA, you need crime scene, you need ballistics. I don't know where the police, I don't know the background, but from what I understand, you were telling me, the police, you're asking a lot of questions,
Yeah.
but you're not getting a lot of answers.
The family's asking questions. Who could it be? Investigate this person, particularly this woman, which they did, and
Right.
and they also interviewed her, that man of her husband, and nothing was ever done after that. No answers after that.
Did they talk about ballistics? That would, in my mind, that's the first thing. The bullets recovered,
Right.
the guns, what type of gun, all of that. Did this guy, well, of course the guns would probably be stolen, but still, the overall thing here is that it seems like Faustino Sr. is forgotten by the police department, not by his family. And if anybody knows anything, call Crime Stoppers. Is it the San Antonio Police?
San Antonio Police Department, yeah, that's them.
And they have a detective on it?
They do have a detective. I don't know the name of the detective.
Well, we don't want to, yeah. But there is a detective that you can call.
There's a detective on the case.
Well, I hope that they're still working on the case, and like so many cases, it just, cold case, file it away. So let's get the word out, and let's pay respects to Faustino Sr. Let's take a look at his gravestone here. It's a beautiful stone. Why is my backpack sitting there? Well, his wife Cecilia is still alive. Her birth date is on there. And I do not like to show birth dates for identity theft purposes. And there you see Faustino Sr. was born September 20th, 1952. Not that old, guys. And you can see the wedding date, right? The wedding rings. This is just a beautiful stone, and there is a epitaph here. I'm guessing this is a prayer.
I believe so.
Salmos 23, 1-6. So he was a nice guy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, as you can tell from the gravestone and their family bench, he was a very loved person. You know, nobody's gonna do this just no, they did this because they really cared about this man. This man loved his family a lot, cared about other people that weren't his family, and he really sincerely cared about them. And if he showed a lot of concern, and he was a very genuine person. And I never met him, but I was part of the family. I had a child with his son, and my son looks just like his grandfather that he never
Really?
met. I mean, identical twin. Wouldn't he never got to meet his grandson. He looks just like him. But Faustino Sr., he came from Mexico, a hardworking immigrant, came over here to the United States, brought his wife, and he was determined to make something for him and his family, you know. And so what he did was started his own transmission business, and
Right.
he did that with his children. And from the stories that I was told from the family is that he made sure that he taught his children respect, and you work hard for what you're gonna earn, because you know nothing's free. And he wanted to make sure that he was setting the example for his children, and they sure did follow. They sure did. They opened a transmission shop also as well, his sons. But yes, he was a very good, loving person, and I believe that he deserves. The family deserves answers, because this is
Right.
This is injustice, and there's only one person that will know more answers, and you know she needs to
step up.
She needs to confess and tell. I believe she needs to tell the truth.
I mean, it's 90% that this is the person connected.
He had no enemies.
Right.
No enemies whatsoever. He was the kindest person you run into. We all want answers. That's all they want.
Right.
We have the body. We just need the answers. No, the family's not resting in peace, because at least tell us what happened, if anybody knows anything.
I think the police need to step up the game
sure
here
do.
and reactivate the
They
case.
sure do.
Well, thanks for bringing us out here and remembering Faustino Sr.
Yes.
and telling us his story. And with that, we're going to again reiterate to call the police if you know anything. But Faustino Sr., rest in peace.